y'all, hey, welcome back to the channel. In today's video, as you could probably already tell by the title, I will be making a male's body cake today. I will be blessing y'all eyes with the male body, okay? So this cake was requested for a bachelorette party, and they wanted it to be a little bit on the naughty side. So as per their request, I'm gonna make it happen. I'm just gonna be carving the cake to the desired look that I'm going for. As you could see, I am freelance. And of course, if you wish to use a template to get the perfect shape, then you can do that. But I chose to go free-handed and just carve until I get to the look that I want. So now that I'm done with the shape and I like what I'm working with, I'm just gonna do a light crumb coat. And this crumb coat, you know, kind of helps you to see what you're working with. And also I use it as kind of like a blank canvas, so I can kind of draw out where the abs are gonna go and all that good stuff. The abs and everything, I was kind of wondering what I can do to, you know, make them like stand out, or you know, like kind of like 3D without having to carve into the cake. And I did some research and I found my friend over there, Jenny Sweets, shout out to you, girl. She used the cake pop dough to make the abs and everything, and I thought that was really smart. So I took the idea and I ran with it. So right now I'm just making the cake pop dough, and that's gonna be used to build up his chest. With that idea in mind, I also used it to build up muscles so it could look more realistic. And I also used the cake pop to make his male private part. Now we're going to be covering the cake with fondant. And I chose to go with brown fondant, that way I don't have to use white and then have to airbrush to a color. I prefer to go with the brown, and then I would just add shades to it using a little bit of color with water. But I'm just gonna cover the cake with fondant, and once you've covered it completely with the fondant, you just want to kind of take your hands or whatever tools you have and kind of try to define all the muscles and abs and stuff just by rubbing along the creases, just so you could get a little, just like I'm doing there, so you could get a little bit of definition to the cake. Once you're done with that, you just kind of trim away the excess fondant and then start shading. Like I said earlier, I'm just using a little bit of brown gel color. I added some water to it just to thin it out a little bit, and I'm just gonna be shading. At first I thought I was just gonna shade the creases just to give it like some volume or whatever, but I decided to go ahead and do the whole cake just to give him a nice glossy brown color. And then I used the shade darker to shade in between each crease of his body. Now he got that nice brown melanin skin. I'm just using this tool right now to make his belly button. I'm gonna shade it in dark just to define it a little bit, and we're gonna jump right into shading his abs. Add some definition to those muscles. I'm gonna be also covering it with the same fondant, doing the same shading, adding some glow to it as well. I'm gonna be using some fondant to kind of make it more realistic by adding veins to it. So right now I'm gonna be adding the veins to it and then covering it with fondant. Of course, before fondant, you always want to do a light coat of buttercream or whatever frosting you're using, so the fondant would adhere to whatever you're covering. Picture that was sent, the guy was wearing a male thong or whatever you call it. I'm just gonna go with male thong. So using the black fondant, just gonna roll a piece out and kind of like wing a thong or panty or male, whatever you want to call it. Once that is done, then I'm gonna add a small border along the bottom of the cake, just to kind of hide the crease where the fondant ends to the board, just to kind of hide that crease. And then pretty much that's all the details for the cake. I'm gonna clean up the cake by steaming it. Steaming helps to give it a nice gloss, and it also helps to get rid of all the white from the cornstarch used to roll out any fondant. So this is pretty much it for the cake. I hope you guys enjoyed the video or learned something from the video, and I'll see you guys in my next video.